Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Daily Bone Podcast, where we discuss all things crypto market. That includes the majors like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, meme coins, and of course, NFTs. Today, we're going to discuss, you guessed it, the Taproot Wizards finally announcing their mint. We're going to talk about the current state of the crypto market and predictions about where we are in this cycle. And we're going to talk about a potential attack on hyperliquid HLP vaults. GM.
So,
Clemente, how you guys feeling?
For people that are listening and not watching the video, Ray is currently dressed up as a wizard. I mean, that's a pretty sick wizard costume. My question is, what does your wife think about all this? Like, did you explain to her, like, hey, so I'm dressing up as a wizard for the chance to pay $17,000 to get a JPEG because I think I can make a few $1,000s off of it.
So we leave out the $17,000 part. That's the key metric here. She goes, "Why'd you get that wizard outfit?" And I said, "It's going to make us money in NFTs potentially," is what I said. That's all you got to say. That's all you got to say. You leave out the 17 grand part. You just don't talk about that part. You just talk about what could potentially be.
Got it. Yeah. I mean, the $17,000 is, well, we'll talk about it in the show. That was, I'm very curious to be like, yeah, $17,000. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. Pretty ridiculous, but also very fair. And I'm very excited about that mint as well. Pumped to see them finally announcing it. It's been years. It's been years at this point. GM, how you feeling today?
I'm good. Clemente is going to help me reframe my camera when he comes over today, and that's going to be good. Look at this wizard outfit, Ray. This is epic.
Thank you. This is a nice one. This is premium wizard. It's I think it's made by Dumbledore himself.
Are you buying a Taproot wizard?
I will if I'm on the allow list.
Wow, 0.2 Bitcoins.
Yep, I will contribute 0.2 Bitcoins to a wizard if I am on said allow list. So we'll see how that works out. That being said, we're excited to talk about the partner for today's show. We love working with them, Rec Tech. Ansem's game currently going on. I'm currently playing all of the games here. I've got all 8 of my passes running the games. Today's game is super quick, super simple, super easy. For anyone who's not familiar with Rec Tech, it is a daily crypto game. They're trying to be the biggest game show ever made, starting in Web3. You compete in daily games. Think of like Wordle, like a DGen crypto Wordle type game. They're very quick, easy, and there's going to be seasons going on throughout this with big time rewards. Ansem's game has a Rolex going out to the winners, some cash in the form of Solana and wrapped Bitcoin, some NFTs, etc. Today's game for Ansem's game is called Pool Position. So essentially what you're doing with this game is you are just looking at 3 options and you're trying to pick which is going to be the most popular decision. You get 750 for the most popular, and you get 1,500 for the least popular. So it's kind of like an interesting game theory here, because you want to get whatever the least popular is, but by picking the least popular thing, you're increasing the amount of votes going towards that. So it's kind of like, what do I do? What do I do? So today's options are puppies, Backstreet Boys, and COVID-19. So little game mechanics here. If I'm thinking like everyone's just going to go, what's going to be the most popular here? I think it's going to be puppies. Obviously, like feels like a no-brainer. Everyone's going to want to pick puppies.
What are you talking about, Ray?
Backstreet.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Rock your body. I mean, come on. It's got to be Backstreet Boys.
All right. So, but the thing is, we want to pick the least popular thing here.
Oh.
To get the most points. So it's like if you're in the middle, you get nothing. If you pick the least popular, you get the most points. If you pick the most popular, you get kind of a little bit.
The least popular? So
yeah. So like everyone's going to say like, okay, COVID's the least popular out of these, right?
So then that would be the most popular because everyone's going to click it.
Right. Exactly.
So you really got to think how smart or dumb are the people you're playing against?
So it's Backstreet Boys.
It's got to be Backstreet Boys.
So you think there's some combination of puppies and
half of this timeline doesn't even know who Backstreet Boys is.
Yeah, that's true. Problem is they put it in the middle. All right, let's go for it. Lock it in.
We got Backstreet Boys for this version of Ansem's game. You can also play along on their daily games as well. So, actually, no. So only game live right now is Ansem's game. There is a leaderboard here.
Good thing I got 10 passes to skew the votes, right?
I can throw it around, but like, if I put them all on Backstreet Boys, like I'm increasing the odds of Backstreet Boys being the most popular. So it's like, where do I want to go here?
I just full ported Backstreet Boys with my 10 passes, right? So
All right, I got to rotate now. I got to rotate off. RecTech's running these seasons. This is season 1. Season 2 kicks off next week with a Pudgy Penguin as a reward. They're going to continue launching these games. You can stack your XP. The only way to play these games is to purchase a RecTech Dream Pass off of secondary, available on Tensor, Magic Eden, etc. right now. You minted them for 0.25. They were selling for 0.37 yesterday. We can take a little peek-see at them today. We are looking at you can get a little cheaper now. 0.2 on Magic Eden right now for RecTech Game Passes. And basically what you do is these Game Passes are going to let you play in these daily games, and they're going to stack XP. So every time you play a game, you get XP. XP is going to allow you to get future rewards. If you look at their website at rectech.com, you scroll down a little bit, you see at the very bottom of their kind of roadmap here, we see something called $Dream. So I would think that stacking XP is going to be pretty beneficial in terms of what they have planned. They have a lot planned in the middle, probably a ton of different games, loot boxes, etc. So you're going to want to check this out. Jump in, buy a Dream Pass on secondary, and start playing these daily games. Jump into Ansem's game today. That being said, we're ready to kick off the rest of the show here. Kicks, back from vacation. How you feeling today?
Dude, feeling pretty fucking good, bro. I drove 15 hours straight.
Oh, you guys
just
drove?
to get home. Yeah.
Ooh.
Did you take any performance enhancing drugs to make it there?
I drank
Ooh,
so much. I drank so much Celsius that I bit a hole. Like my lower jaw was swollen.
How many Celsiuses did you drink?
Well, I drank Alani's, who's getting acquired by Celsius for 1.3 billion. I drank 3, if I'm being honest, so 600 milligrams of caffeine with Zins.
When I did the 24-hour drive Vermont to Florida, I did 4 in about 3 hours. You reach a point where like your body starts shaking slightly.
Yes,
It's
yes, and I was getting nauseous.
Yeah.
And my wife wakes up. She's like, "You need anything?" I'm like, "Turkey stick." Turkey stick and breakfast oats. Oh yeah, we made it home at like 3 a.m. So I had like the weirdest sleep, because then you're so jacked up on caffeine you can't go to sleep. So
Did
I fell
you get
asleep.
the shakes the next day too?
Yeah, I told her I still felt the Alani taste in the back of my throat.
The next day's the worst. Like your body's like actually like going into a state of
Yeah, yesterday was
withdrawal.
tough. Yesterday was
It
tough.
hurts a lot. It hurts a
But
lot.
I survived. I survived.
It's a little fun though. I think I might start doing it like once a month just to remind myself what life is like.
Dude, Brian Johnson listening to this conversation would be just, he would be in disbelief.
Well, dude, it's like 3-4 times the total like recommended amount of caffeine you should have in 24 hours.
I've drank half a Celsius and I was like out of control. My hair, the hairs on my arms were tingling.
No, your skin starts having this like feeling to it. Like if you know how they say like there's reptile people in the world? Like you heard that conspiracy theory? After 4 Celsiuses, you start to feel like a reptile. Like your skin feels clammy.
Yeah,
You
you'll
think,
start
like, you're a
peeing
lizard.
like green.
Oh no, yeah. Under a black light, your pee looks like it's like a nightclub. It's crazy. It's crazy.
With this camera framing, it looks like Pio and Kicks are just like in a fight. They're just like trying to get as far away from each other. we gotta get Clemente over at Kicks.
mad shit, dog.
Oh, that being said, we have a lot to talk about. Who wants to handle the weather report today? Is this a Kicks weather report? Is
Sure, I can rev it. I'm feeling much better today. Last night I went to sleep into a deep portal. I probably saw you, the wizard, buddy. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. I'm back from vacation. Today is Wednesday, March 12th. The majors are green across the board with Bitcoin at 84 grand. Ethereum, little tiny Tim above 1900. Solana back up from the depths to 129. Over the past 24 hours, Taproot Wizards finally announced their mint along with allow list details. The 2,121 Wizards will have an allow mint price of 0.2 Bitcoin with a 0.1 Bitcoin discount for entangled quantum cap holders. There will be a public auction following the allow list mint for any remaining supply. Basically, you'll buy these tokens, then you'll get airdropped their layer 2 token. You're going to hope to dump that on some other people before they realize that what you bought it for was higher than what they're going to be able to sell it for. Up next, CPI data came in below estimates this morning, showing that inflation may be slowing down. I thought, look at that, huh? Maybe we roll back. Maybe we get a little QE, huh? Little pumpy wumpy. Everyone's so fucking scared. They thought it was going to come in through the roof. I don't know. Do you live in real life? Do you go buy things? Is the price going up? No. Okay. CPI came in at 2.8% below the 2.9% estimates, and core CPI came in at 3.1% below 3.2% estimates. Finally, it was a bullish day for Bitcoin as MetaPlanet purchased an additional 13.5 million for their Bitcoin treasure. Who the fuck's MetaPlanet? I don't know. Maybe we'll find out in this next line. Crypto advisor David Bailey said that the Bitcoin reserve will be implemented in days and weeks, not months or years. That's it for the weather report. Back to you in the studio. Hello, Faith.
That was a good, really, really good one from Kix right there until
Thank
he
you.
started saying that he didn't know what MetaPlanet was because he's just not aware of what's going on in the world of corporations acquiring Bitcoin to their
Is
benefit.
MetaPlanet that $5 million market cap company Clemente found last week?
No, that's the
No,
one.
it's actually like a metaverse. It's like Sandlot.
That's what I
Sandbox.
thought. I was like, that's sick.
No, MetaPlanet is a Japanese company that's kind of shifted over to the Bitcoin treasury strategy as of like
So they're like the Japanese version of Michael Saylor.
exactly.
I love that. I'm actually very bullish on Korea and Japan right now. I was
Why?
looking over some data. Just because if you look at the Japanese stock market, has actually been pulling back a little bit more. If you look at who's allying with Trump, right? All you hear about is who's Trump fighting with, right? Trump's fighting with Europe, right? Trump's fighting with Canada. Trump's fighting with Mexico. Guess who he's not fighting with? Think, instead of looking at where looking at where things are, look at where the absence of things are, right? So he's not fighting with Korea. He's not fighting with Japan. Remember that little Matsuyama son? That little fucking guy came in the White House. He's like, "Oh, we invest $500 billion."
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Trump called him handsome. Like,
Yeah, he is pretty handsome, dude. That guy probably fucking slays in a strip club. Let's be honest. He has the same physiognomy as the guy from Enron, the only guy that didn't get arrested, that ended up marrying a stripper and in number 2 landowner in Montana. Crazy backstory. They look exactly the same. Anyway, Matsuyama's son and invest a bunch of money. So I started looking up the Nikkei, right, which is the stock market in Japan. It's pulling back, right? But it may be one of those things that actually rebounds really nicely. Strong synergy with the U.S. Good for Japanese company.
I think your thesis is terribly wrong, by the way. Like, the Nikkei 25 is like garbage.
well,
Like,
historically, it's been
garbage.
garbage.
The yen, absolute garbage. On top of it, they're not going to have any workers considering their birth rate is negative by like 6 fucking decimal points.
Yeah, so that's why they're going to build the factories here.
We could help them turn it around. If they're going to align with Trump, we could actually help them turn it around. And if the country accumulates Bitcoin, there's a lot of positive things that can happen. I'm serious. Like, this is true.
They haven't started yet, so like maybe if they just buy like a couple coins, maybe.
Yeah, and you say the Nikkei is terrible, but since 2012, it's up 4x. That's not that bad. You're just framing it. You're framing it against the 80s and the 90s, which is unfair. Okay, that's like judging someone for an armed robbery 30 years ago. Unfair.
They still did it.
If they've reformed.
Real quick,
they still pulled the gun out.
Long time listener, Don't Feed the Wolf with his Suzuki PFP said he's willing to help turn around the birth rate thing if they need help there. He's saying he's willing to go to Japan and start plowing people. So thank you for that.
I fucking love that.
Yeah.
We need some people to plow the fields in America, and in return, we'll send some people to plow the fields in Japan.
Okay.
All right, we're getting off the rails here.
Hey,
Let's
hold on.
talk about some more serious stuff like JPEGs with Wizard Elvis on.
Clemente's
Hold
got
on. They look nothing alike, by the way. The two people,
Japanese and white people, that's fucked up, bro.
like they look nothing. No, they're both Asian.
Oh yeah.
They look alike.
Other than
Not
that,
not a single trait. Like nothing about them looks even remotely close to like alike with one another. And then Kicks yapping about like, dude, whatever, fuck it. Kimchi trade.
This is the first guy. This is the second guy.
Distant cousins.
is he the first guy again?
Go back to one.
Look at all.
Well, the first guy. Well, first of all, there are different types of Asian, and the first guy got hair plugs. Matsuyama Son didn't.
What is happening right now?
Oh, Nick, we're actually discussing the geopolitical situation of Japan and Korea and how Kick spent time last night looking over why he's bullish on the two.
Relatively.
Okay.
bullish.
It's because Trump isn't fighting with them is the thesis.
Except I got all sorts of issues here. First of all, didn't Japan say they were potentially going to dump U.S. bonds?
Yeah, similarly to what they did last year in the tune of $63.4 billion. But that's besides the point.
Okay, so there is the potential of something there. Ray, you're gonna cough up 0.2 Bitcoin.
I am.
Where's
would
where's
indeed.
it pumping to? What's your price expectation?
0.56.
0.56 Bitcoin.
Yep. 0.56.
Yeah, basically, he's just part of the pump a dunk a ball. Look at him; he's just fully sold out, wearing a wizard hat just for the 0.3, dude. How much is that worth these days?
I mean, I was gonna wear this anyway, to be honest.
25 grand, dude.
$25,000.
This is my Wednesday outfit right here. This is what I wear on Wednesdays. It's wizard.
It looks good on you. I mean, I'll be straight up. It looks good on you.
Yeah, I feel like I could do some magic right now. I'm just gonna open up a Perps account and just start like trading. I'm like tingling a little bit right now.
You could do some good Mongolian like stuff. I feel like it's coming out of you right now.
What's Mongolian stuff?
It's
I
kind
don't-
of like voodoo magic. A lot of cursing, a lot of stabbing, caricatures of your enemies.
Like that. That was pretty Mongolian. I feel like.
I don't
You
know.
eat a
dude.
lot more pork.
Everybody listening is just hearing you yell.
Yeah, so Clement is also doing some Mongolian stuff in the background. While we're on the topic, what are your thoughts on this mint? So finally announced there's 2,100-ish of these Taproot wizards. Price for allowless is 0.2 Bitcoin. If you have two quantum cats, one dead, one alive, and you entangle them, you get a 0.1 Bitcoin discount. And then after the initial sale of allowless, there's going to be a Dutch auction for the remaining, if there are any left. So I think it's going to be mostly allowless. I think there's been quests going on for a while where people have been like kind of getting allowless, all the videos of people taking showers, etc. And then I think there's 3,000 quantum cats that essentially give you allowless if you have two of them. So that's like another 1,500 potential spots there. Quantum cats on the news, they dropped pretty low. Like they sold off hard. We were watching this yesterday. I was talking with Clemente, like as this announcement went live, the floor of quantum cats was like right around like 0.16 when it went live. And then offers got taken all the way down in like the 0.1 area before bouncing back.
How much did they mint these for again? I forget.
I can't remember.
0.1 Bitcoin. I did the math already. They raised approximately 333 Bitcoin already for the Quantum Cats mint.
And the purpose of the quantum cats is if you own two of them, you get to mint something else.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get to hold that thing to get their L2 airdrop.
Yep.
Yeah, so you
Yo,
need to
this
hold one
company is
dead
a scam, bro.
and
This
one
company
alive.
is a straight up scam. Yeah, they're like, yeah, we're the best
No, it's
technologists.
fine. Like 800 other people have done it. But yeah, I think Ray's plays the play, dude. Mint this shit, sell it at the top, get out.
They also raised 30 million in venture funding in February 2025 and 7.5 million in November 2023.
I mean, here's the thing: Bitcoin L2's kind of hot.
Too. They also, I have a suspicion that they were doing a little bit of market making here on these quantum cats when the price was dumping. They were rapidly falling. Offers were being accepted for 0.11 Bitcoin, and all of a sudden, magically, they started getting the floor started getting swept, and the bids increased to 0.12, 0.13 with massive. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, because people know how much those are worth according to what the FDV of the eventual L2 is going to be, right? So they're strategic partners. Probably know that, right? So they're saying, "Cool, I'm gonna buy that shit."
Why do you think there's going to be an L2?
They already talked about it. It's called OpCat.
They are.
Cat is going to be, well, I guess Yeah, I mean that's
Yeah, they're not going to call it an L2 because they're going to be like, oh, this is different. It's different. He uses the ordinal technology. It's on the L1 using ordinal RuneScape. Fucking BRC20. Fucking mempool leveraging. It's on L2.
If we get that camera more efficient, we'll just see your mouth.
Yeah, you'd like that.
we were talking earlier when you put kicks and PO like next to each other, it looks like they're just like fighting and avoiding each other. They're just like trying to like as far away as possible.
My frame's getting fixed today when Clemente comes over. I need him to help me move this monitor.
Yeah, then we're gonna fly Clemente over to kicks next.
It's on an L2. The data compresses right on the main net. Fucking speed of light.
All right, moving on from Taproot Wizards. Is there anything anyone wants to add there outside of what we talked about? I mean,
Clemente.
So what I thought was interesting, and I need to do more research on it because I don't understand it yet, is off of this announcement, Bitcoin Wizards pumped. And apparently there is a competition between these two. These pumped from 0.03 Bitcoin to 0.05. And people are saying that this is the original art of the magic internet money thing. They have the artist from it, Maven's bot or something.
Love these.
So they're saying that Taproot Wizards are a derivative now. I have no idea what's going on there, but it's surely a controversial mint. However, I do think it'll still mint out. I still think
100% will mint out. 100% will mint out. Probably an opportunity to make money. You got to know when to jump off the horse. Does it? Yeah. Nick?
I don't know if Clemente knows this. What are Mongols known for?
Taking over most of the European, eastern to western half.
Led by Genghis Khan and raping and pillaging, towns.
Okay, who
That's
wasn't
part
raping back in the day? So first of all, you're like using modern day, saying it's a super bad. Everyone did it back in the day, Nick. Okay, so you can't be taking your modern day
That's what
judgment
P.
and
Diddy
applying it
was
to the
saying.
past.
Actually, it was something similar. And what's his name that used the girls to slip and slide?
Drewski.
I read that, dude. Someone was like, "That's so out of pocket. There's no way they're lying." It sounds like something he would do.
He came out with a statement. It was like, yeah, I wasn't even famous in 2018. And all the comments were like, nah, this is some shit you do. Like, this is you for sure.
Slip and slide, dude.
Slip and slide? That's so ridiculous. And I remember because he has such a big body.
Yeah, they literally wrote in that. They're like, Drewski has such a large body that when he jumped,
I almost died.
like just coming after his weight in the whole.
I feel like the lawyers are content creators.
They were like, I was not scared for my life at any point during that entire interaction until Drewski belly flopped on me.
The reason why I know it's fake is that person would have died.
Real quick, the thing I was gonna say is they're known for their deep connection to horses and eagles. Clemente.
That makes sense because like the pictures, the portraits of Genghis Khan, he's got like an eagle on his arm and he's mounted on a horse. It's pretty badass shit. It's actually what they do in the Stan countries like Dagestan now. It's pretty cool stuff.
Also, what wizards do? Wizards would like have little like magic eagles fly, sightsee for them, come back, report to them. Lord of the Rings, Ray wearing a wizard outfit.
I mean, this is basically me.
That's pretty cool.
So
That's a fucking huge eagle, first of all, for context.
No, dude. There was this story that I heard of apparently Genghis Khan. They would just dominate all of these villages and people, but apparently there was one guy that hit him with an arrow and like knocked him a little bit. And he was so shocked that Genghis Khan, they dominated the entire village. They go up to this guy that took Genghis Khan down or like hit him with an arrow. And Genghis Khan just recruited him. He's like, you're so good. You're so talented. Join my army.
Yep.
Now, do you think that shot was skill or just like pure luck, dude? The dude just like closed his eyes, lobbed one up from downtown.
He hit Khan, man. That's a big thing. If you hit Ray, you got to get recruited. If someone hit Ray like in the face or something, I'd be like, you know what? You should join the company.
Now, P.O., apply that concept to crypto trading for us right there. The arrow hitting the king.
You opened up a 50x leverage long on Ethereum.
Okay. I just wanted to say real quick, I want to apologize to the Mongols. I did a little bit of research on the whole rape and pillage thing. Apparently this is a stereotype. And I was
we're into stereotypes now.
And I was propagating it.
Okay,
Hey,
do you think he
we'll accept your apology. We'll accept it.
consensually spread his DNA across 30% of humans? Now I'm on the
Who?
rape side.
Who
We're talking about a guy from 1,000 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, I think they say like a very large percentage of the world has Genghis Khan DNA like in them, which is pretty wild. One thing also on this like obscure tangent we're going on is like someone made a comment on X is like there's so many people out there who are like accountants and like pushing boxes at Amazon and like doing like white collar jobs out there that would have been like badass like mythical warriors back in the day, like swords and fighting. But now they're just like, stuck doing like
I would have gotten killed too quick. I would have went for like a hero move in like the trenches to be like, cover me, just take a sniper headshot right out of the fucking trenches. They don't write stories about that guy.
It says evidence for the early 13th century Chinggis Khan's conquests is simply insufficient to say much about rape.
That sounds like rewriting history.
I was going to say, is this woke history or what? What are we doing?
It's what Google shows up as number one.
Now apply that to Bitcoin.
All right. Let's move on. Let's talk about CPI today and where we are in the market. CPI came in below estimates, slightly below estimates, showing inflation is slowing down. I'm pulling up the poly market rate cut odds right now to see if we've gotten any big
through
time
the fucking roof.
What's that?
Probably through the roof. No big deal.
Let's look at rate cuts here. Fed rates on poly market. We'll pull it up.
Well, once we got rid of the Mongols, there were a lot of rape cuts.
All right. Fed cuts. This Fed decision next month. Over the last day, we had a little bit of volatility around the announcement, but we're still looking at no change for May. So there's no Fed meeting in April. There's a Fed meeting next week, which is basically 100% no change. So the next potential cut would come in May, which we're looking at 33% chance for a 25 basis point cut.
That's toughy.
Yeah, so I don't know if we're going to see that. So we might not see rate cuts until June potentially. Total decisions for the year.
Everyone's like, inflation dropped by 0.1%. It's that what's that picture with the 1% up? Meme. Yeah.
That's one of my favorite memes of all time, dude. Now here's the thing, dude. I think we're setting up for potentially it's a tricky market, right? Because you gotta understand short-term trends and then like what can happen on medium and long-term trends. I think short-term, full moon in 2 days. I do think we could get a rally. If you look at the S&P, like a typical rally on the weekly back to its moving average, and then maybe unwind a little bit more, right?
So Easy and I did a little chart analysis, a little historical analysis. If you went back to some of the previous dips, the one including 2018, and by the way, Pia, you responded about the 4-year cycle to my chart. I was simply talking about a 3-month dip window.
Yep.
There was a 3-month dip when, and during all of these drops, it's like 3 to 6 months where you see these like significant pullbacks, including like COVID, for example.
Mm-hmm.
And what we saw with there was during one of the Bitcoin's, it was Bitcoin or the NASDAQ. During one of the dips, basically, it pulled back something like 20%, rallied. The whole stock market went up 7% or something insane before then just pulling back even more. It was like an epic rally.
Literally
basically.
what I said.
That was the whole. I got like a short statement from you. That was the whole analysis you provided.
Yeah, I think on a short-term horizon, we may have a nice run up here through like the rest of March, and then there may be another potential pullback, right? But
Yeah,
then
but you didn't give any-
all this stuff is eventually going to work itself out. Japan and Korea are going to lead us to greatness.
You
strategic
didn't give us
partnerships.
historical context, actually, Kicks. You just said it's going to go up in a few months. That was the whole thing.
Check out this tweet that I put out. I'd actually love to hear what Kicks, Easy, and Nick and Ray for that matter.
I don't want to hear what Kicks says. He's coming after attacking me like that. You gonna run your mouth like that, dude?
What did I say? That I'm right? I didn't say you're wrong. Stop being so sensitive.
Show the chart or the table real quick, Ray. Just show the table. So this is stock market crashes since 1950. You can look at the kind of averages, but then, so look at this. So the most recent one, this was the rate hike cycle that we all experienced from just 2 months after the previous Bitcoin all-time high. This was the 20-month bear market. Stocks were hit as well as the crypto markets. Obviously, Operation Choke Point 2.0 was going on, so crypto was hit hard too. But if you look at stocks were really bad too. 287 days, really long. That coincides with the rate hike cycle and the hangover after the excessive money printing of 2020. Look at 2020 and 2009. Look at how short those bear markets are. You know why? Money printing.
Exactly, which is why I was going to say what I've been comparing this to is the 1973 to 1974 cyclical nature, and basically just analyzing based on the fact that a lot of people were doing cocaine at that time.
I was actually looking at the
pure cocaine.
All right,
I was pretty adamant on the 1956 to 1961 situation. It was post World War II, and I felt that there was some optimum potential.
Take it seriously. What the fuck?
Hey, I'm taking this seriously, Pio. So we're looking at the last two bear markets during a QE cycle. That puts us a month away. So that puts us April, maybe May. If that's the case, where we start turning things around, so that kind of would go against like your normal.
But have we extrapolated from 1913?
Right, you and Nick. Okay, easy. You and Nick, you were on a call doing this for hours. Yesterday,
No.
We were
all
on this data, and you were like, "Oh, look, we figured it out from last
And
one."
we determined that May was when it was going to turn
May's
around.
the bottom.
Basically, we were going to
May's
say
the
it was
bottom.
going to bottom at May, and maybe, all the people there's. Twitter, the moment that crypto is pumping like right now, it's just like, I told y'all it was the bottom.
It's not pumping though. Dude.
Nick, let's just say this. Based on how things are going, you may end up being a bottom in May. Pull up the chart. Right.
Oh shit.
Which chart you want?
So you're really not gonna give me anything on what I?
Pull up the chart. We did. We talked about it. What do you want?
No, you said we acknowledged that you're right about the money printing was the source of why it was shorter.
Happen again right now.
I don't think it's going to happen as quickly as last time. Those were both the money printers. You had the financial crisis, and you had COVID being two of those major things where there was money printing on a significant level. The first financial crisis, when Bitcoin came out, was one of them where we had the most significant. That's probably one of the first major printing where we were like, you can just print $1 trillion.
And it was the most robust, making people say, how can you even do this? Yes.
Yeah. And the banks all paid it back. Interestingly enough, all that money got paid back
and interest.
Yeah. We didn't do that this time. See, that was actually structured. This one is just like, we're just going to print. We're going to give every American. The Americans didn't pay it back.
That was kind of dumb.
And we didn't ask them to. Instead, we're laying off all the IRS people. We need the IRS people to go door to door and take back the $2,000 that they gave to people.
This is my only look. See that MACD curl on the monthly?
Oh, yeah. Well, that actually would line up with kind of what we're saying with a few months.
May.
So Pio said it's going to be a few months based on his data. You guys are saying it's a few months based on your data, but you're ripping Pio for his data.
I'm not ripping Pio. I didn't.
Fun. I was mad that they wouldn't give me actual discussion. That was why I was mad. I don't get mad about people disagreeing with me. I just was like, can I get real discussion? And they were like just making fun of The whole thing.
It was just a funny chart when you include like 1911 in the
Shit's
analysis.
like 1864. We're riding fucking horses. And he's
I'll
like,
bring out
yeah,
shit
so
from
honestly,
ancient Rome. I'll bring out ancient
Honestly.
Rome in this motherfucker.
The fucking beaver fur recession.
I'll bring it out.
Yeah, man, it
It
was crazy.
matters.
We were trading grass seeds.
It got bad.
History doesn't repeat itself, but it often rhymes.
Well, okay, wow, that's what Kix thinks about Ray.
No, I love Ray, dude. Ray's
All
my
right,
boy,
let's
dude.
move on. Hyperliquid.
Hold on, real quick, Ray. Did we give you enough PO with the conversation there?
No, we did. I think it can happen sooner than you think. I also put a different tweet out. We don't have to pull up the tweet necessarily, but it's about how fast the flow of information is, and it's getting faster. And this is something I've been paying attention to for years. There was this guy that I would follow when I was all in on Tesla that talked about this, that when you look at like the historical market crashes, they get faster and faster and they recover faster and faster, just in terms of like the pace and given like a window of time. And it's because, dude, I didn't even have Twitter until December 2020, right? So I just essentially wasn't even on social media. So
I mean, that's kind of weird, but yeah, keep going.
How am I going to get information at that time? Right now, we're all so...
You were using paper. Newspapers in 2020 was how you were getting information.
But the reality is we all find out about information so fast. We find out what Trump said to Zelensky or what Trudeau said to Trump really within minutes. It spreads globally like wildfire. The market has a chance to react. Crypto markets are 24/7. Even stock markets, people don't talk about this. You can place trades on all the big stocks on Robinhood in a 24-hour market. All of it. All of it.
Yesterday, the stock market collapsed on Ontario's statement that they were going to turn off power to New York City. An hour later, they stepped it back, and supposedly Trump and Canada temporarily de-escalated amongst specific sub areas, and suddenly the market surged again on that information. So that was pretty wild, seeing the degree of that. That said, we're also far outside. If you go to the daily chart, we had been running outside the bands or maybe hourly is where I was looking. One of them, we were so deep outside of it that it was like we needed some sort of like temporary pullback.
Even on the weekly, it went outside of the bands.
I want to hear from Kix on this real quick, just on what you said, Nick, about like that kind of little mini cycle we had where it was like the dump and then the pump that happened all within one day. Like 30 years ago, that could be like 2 weeks. You know, like that kind of cycle could take 2 weeks. Anyway, Kix.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Yeah, I mean, there could be a lot of parallels to 2018. There was tariffs. Powell was in charge of the Fed. Trump was in charge of the presidency. Many people don't remember this, but Trump was basically threatening to fire Powell unless he cut rates. And Powell was like, "You can't do that." And Trump was kind of like, I'm going to do it. The market dumped really, really hard, very quickly over like 3 months. Then Powell started cutting rates, and it was up only from then until the COVID crash.
Yep.
Real quick, I want to pull up this chart. This is what we were looking at, being like wanting to sell. This is when you feel like you want to sell, is when the market's there, because it comes so far outside the band. Like this was just such a significant sell-off. We've now fully recovered this part of the sell-off, but the amount that we saw was the NASDAQ up 10% was how big. I mean, look at this gap. But we saw 10% that had risen. That would bring us back to 1900 on top of this. Bring you back up to 21,000. So you could go as high as 21,000 on the NASDAQ, which would be here. And you'd feel like, oh my God,
we're back, baby.
Exactly.
And then it dumps again.
Exactly. Because a lot of these things play out over like weeks. yes, PO, you are correct that it could be over the course of like months, for example, that like, yeah, the bottom may be in a few months, but I just don't think that like this thing shakes out over the period of a couple of days, but the market is trading in hours, essentially, to every single news story that comes out. And I think it's just not worth it to be trading during this sort of volatility. Unless you want to trade options, but I think the premium's already up on a lot of these things. So unless you're selling the options, you're taking on a lot of risk right now.
And here's the thing, Nick. This is I think what we can translate into our audience and ourselves on the show is that there's people way fucking smarter than us and way more successful than us that are trying to do the same thing we're trying to do right now, which is predict the future, right? All
are they as good as me?
I don't know, but maybe not. All we can really do, right? I'm not like a short person. I don't short, right? So like all you can really do is try to position yourself in the best way possible, and often that means like a mixed bag. You're not gonna be fully happy either way that happens, and that's probably the safest approach. What I mean is like having some cash, right, and also having some positions instead of being all in or all in cash, right, means like you're gonna be mediocre in any outcome, but you're not gonna be wrecked and you're not gonna be ecstatic. And when you're in a period of a lot of uncertainty, that's probably the best bet you can make, right? Which is like if you're 50% cash, you're 50% invested. If the market goes down another 20%, you're like, the 50% I had in got kind of wrecked, but I got cash. I can buy in, right? And same if it goes up, right? The tough thing for me is if you go 100% cash, I think it's super easy to sell. I think it's way harder to buy back in and know when the good time to buy back in. So me personally, I've raised some cash, right? I still have exposure to the markets. I'm not going to be happy. I'm not going to be ecstatic no matter what happens over the next 2 months, but I know I'm not going to be fucked.
I took 300K out and I'm waiting to buy a little bit, but I still mostly hold most of my crypto portfolio here, which is down 50%. And that's whatever. I feel like we could pull back another 50% be halfway through this cycle, which would mean my portfolio goes down something like 70%, which would be interesting. And I'll look back on those times saying, why
I was rich
sell?
one day, dude. Dude, it'd be hilarious if ETH goes to 1,200 where I bought it. That'd be a fucking so funny.
You're just gonna round trip it.
Yeah. But I sold some at 3,000, 3,500. So I'm not gonna be like depressed, but that'd be funny, but not. Ray, don't want to hijack because I know you got stuff. I know you got a queue list. So
no, you're good. I'll let you pick. I'll give you 3 options about what we talk next, and I'll let you pick. Kex, how about that?
Sure.
We've got Memecoin rebound. We've got ETH NFT mint that was profitable yesterday. That was an expensive mint. And then we also have Hyperliquid potentially attacked.
1 and 3.
1 and 3.
What was 1?
1 was Memecoin's bounce back.
Oh my God. Do we really need to? Like, we discussed this narrative
yesterday.
Okay.
Flub
he
up
picked
75% on the day. Giga up almost 50% on the day.
Please is my favorite meme. That shit's doing
cooking.
So good, dude.
This one's
Mr. Zawensky, you want Lollipop?
Yeah. Candles of like 2X's.
Even that happened. That's so funny. The please meme is epic, dude.
Yeah,
that's good, dude. That's a great looking chart. Like up, pull back, boop, boop, boop.
That's pretty crazy that Please is at $42 million.
Great meme, dude.
That's a nice chart, dude.
That's a nice fucking chart, bro.
Organic, unlike some of that bullshit.
Probably strategic reserve potential candidate, I'd say.
Let's pull up the
There has been some winners though, like even some new stuff. Prometheus yesterday ran to 4 mil. There's like random singular outliers that have been doing pretty well in the trenches. Like it feels way more organic. It's not so much PvP.
Tell us about Prometheus.
It was Andy Day, the guy behind Goat.
Mm.
Goat
Commented
tweeted
on
out this
someone's.
thing.
You would like this one, Kicks.
Wow, look at how well this chart. Look how good this chart is.
No, so even for comparison, though, go back to the Please chart after 24 hours. Like you have similar price actions on a lot of these before they end up rallying higher. Like that's kind of the thing is you get some consolidation now, which isn't bad. Like,
But
look at this
please
thing.
turned into the most viral meme we've seen in 2025. I don't think Prometheus
For sure.
is.
No, I understand that, but I'm saying meme coins still trade in a similar pattern.
And
Like-
Prometheus is available free to stream on Amazon Prime.
Like
This
this thing
is-
went back down.
This is
I look at early Puys here.
I'm getting a seizure just
But-
looking at this.
this is different. This is different than Peanut. Real quick,
Much
Ray,
different.
can you bring up the blub chart? real quick?
Winsky, can I please? Can you say please? If you want lollipop, you have to say please.
You
Yeah,
put
Blob
that.
up 71% to 7 mil.
Good.
This thing fell off a cliff after kind of the pre-sales slowed down. So this thing peaked at 113.
That's a nice
Bottom.
bullish pullback there. That's
Bottom bit
kind of looks like when he was pulling back to hit Genghis Khan. And it went up only. Pull up Wolf. My boys from Wolf's Dow.
This one's down as well. I mean, it pulled back. It recovered a little bit yesterday. Dead screen is just gone so slow today.
Nice. Okay. 6.7.
Yeah,
6.7 mil. Let's go.
Yeah.
No, it's at 3 mil.
FTV.
Yeah,
I'm
this
an
one went down
FPV
to
guy.
1.9, back up to 3.2. So the AVAX pre-sales may have hit a bottom. I know they all sold off very heavy as we kind of dropped in the macro. Giga is super interesting to me, up 44% on the day.
Woo!
saw
Oh, you
some-
know, like Murad?
I saw something on the timeline where like they have like fitness gear or something that they sell, and then they just dump all the profits back into the Giga chart. And people are like, "This is what's doing it." It's like feels like just like merch revamped all over again.
I love that narrative.
Wow,
Hold
look at that
hold
chart. Go back to that
Yeah,
chart.
look at that.
Mirage,
It-
like,
Oh
it
my
is
God.
unreal.
That Nick, that is your meme. The 1%. Oh,
Mirage, just like you do not understand how high this will go.
40 billion this cycle.
Dude, that is a hell of a
400x
pullback.
from here.
That's
400x.
what everything looks like right now. Like you look at like something like Goat, you look at something like you can look at Peanut, probably be the same. I want to see what Goat looks like here.
I'm shocked to realize that we were actually trading highly risky assets. That's what the chart looks like.
Well,
These
the other
things may have been a little bit more risky than I thought.
So real quick, Nick said during meme coin mania that he thought the same thing was going to happen to meme coin traders that happened to NFTs, which is the NFT traders, which is that they were all going to get wrecked. And I was like, I mean, I have to think that that's true and that Nick's right, but I could at the time you just like couldn't see it, and then it just happened. I mean,
Goats at 50 mil, dude.
the whole sector goes down by like 75% plus in like one day is how it
Yeah.
happens.
Well, it wasn't that all of them, but like so many people on the timeline were so overexposed to meme coins. It was like 90% of their bag was in meme coins, which was wild. That was the area that I was speaking about, was a lot of these people, and the way that it was being described is just like lock in and go make money, basically.
Just lock in, baby. That chart looks like Squirrel Jihad, by the way. That's tough. What about Fart Coin?
All
I
right,
think
400 mil.
I think I bought some fart coin actually. Let's see what I
And
got.
Unicorn Fart Dust. How are those two doing?
Unicorn fart dust looks good.
I'll pull up Fartcoin first.
A lot of
Oh.
people really bullish on Unicorn.
I don't own
Fart dust.
any. My meme coin bag has gone from 40,000 down to 12,000, which is pretty good. And
This looks like it's catching some sort of bid or lack of sellers.
I own Pepe. Wow, my MOG went way down.
This is where you can get tricked, not by buying now, but not by buying now. And then this goes from 270 to 540, does a 2x, and then
And
you
it's
get
like, oh,
wrecked
it's
on
going
that
to
buy.
5x from
Yeah,
there.
exactly.
And you buy the top, yeah.
But that chart looks like a coiled kind of serpent.
This
Here's
one,
Unicorn Fart Dust.
I think
That looks really good.
I would go fart coin over unicorn fart
Yeah.
dust, wouldn't you? All day. I mean, objectively speaking, like Farcoin pushed its way to CNBC. I think everyone has to filter out. And by the way, I'm not a meme coin guy, so I could be completely wrong about this. I could be 1000% wrong, but I think that we have to make sure that we filter out the artificial insider coins completely and act like they didn't exist, because they're not an accurate representation of that sector, like that market. Do you know what I mean? Like, there was no reason for a bunch of those coins to pump. Fartcoin has a reason to pump because it's like, it's Fartcoin. It's funny. Please has a reason to pump. Moo Dang had a reason to pump because they're actual memes that went viral on the internet, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So I think that we just have to, and Unicorn Fart Dust has a reason to pump in a way, but the thing that no one ever talked about is that guy's audience is small. So like, that guy had a really small audience. So that's the part that I don't know about. But I think you have to make sure that we strip away all the insider shit, like the MLGs and the things that didn't make any sense at any point. And people just were telling you we're good, but they weren't actually good. Like, I can tell you that some like bullshit, drink or something is good, but that doesn't mean that it's actually good for you. Like, water is good for you. You know what I mean? So anyway,
out of plastic jug.
You're a water maxi, huh?
The analogy is
did we just compare Fartcoin to water?
So obviously
And Jesus turned it into wine. So what are you saying about Farcoin? That shit's going to $1 billion.
I'm saying, well, Farcoin has an actual reason to exist, whereas like the insider coins just absolutely do not. Like, absolutely do not.
Yeah, it's like hard. Where do you draw the line? Like, what's like a FWOG in that scenario? Is that an insider coin? Like, because that's just like a made up meme essentially, but just like funny art. Or like
FWOG is like Celsius.
No,
right? It's good for a short term jitter.
I'd love to hear from Clemente and Easy on what is the deal with FWOG. I don't know. Is FWOG organic? Why is it organic? Why did it pump? Why did FWOG need to exist in the world?
Why does any of this shit need to exist in the world?
Well, I just explained that the Moo Dang meme coin exists because of an absolutely giga-viral hippo that went viral on the internet. I think
why does Doge need to exist? Why does Sheeb need to exist? That's like the same argument. It's like, you just got to be early to larger wallets wanting to buy. It's all greater fool's theory. Like, it's the same exact thing for 99% of stuff. To be completely transparent, like, why does XRP exist? Why does Solana exist?
I think that you can give me an explanation on FWOG. Versus,
truthfully, it was just the fact that it was like, sure, but like, does it need to exist?
It's not. So maybe get less hung up on the need to exist quote and more like, why does it exist? Because you can make an argument that nothing needs to exist except Bitcoin. But at the same time, I don't even want to say that. I don't even want to say that because we do need fast, cheap transactions, and we do need, people to figure things out in crypto, and the networks are going to figure that out. See, Daddy Nick saying FWOG was the first artist-driven meme coin.
A boom.
Yeah, technically it wasn't the first. There was like 20 before it, but people liked the art. That was it. It was this meta at the time where it was artists, instead of dropping open editions, they would drop a meme coin and fire off art for it. And the entire thesis was like, if this artist gets bigger, the coin should theoretically go up. Like, that was it.
Okay.
And what's kind of crazy is like, if that thesis held true, the FWOG artist just got hired by Yuga Labs. So like, if the thesis was that the artist gets bigger, price should go up, clearly that wasn't the case.
But they did pick the right artist. And
true.
Because he did get hired by a big company. So
he got hired by a big company because of the success of the coin.
Yeah, and the success of the art. Like, people still post the FWOG art and really do like it. The other thing was like, dude, I don't know. I made a ton of money on FWOG. So like, even as somebody who's biased for it, was like, yeah, you just get early to the right things that you see the timeline has conviction in, which is like, that's a tough part for me, is like, you're like, why did GOAT need to exist? Why did this need to exist?
Well, GOAT literally didn't need to exist. I mean, it just didn't make any sense. And I never thought it was going to get like to be Fartcoin level or something like that. Like,
didn't GOAT go higher than Fartcoin?
Did it?
Initially.
Yeah.
Fartcoin went to 2.5 B.
Did
also Perlo is going, Pio, why do you need to exist?
Yeah, he's all over the place. He said like, and he's like, then I love you, Pio, and then Pio dumb. Like, he's all over the place.
There's kind of like deep, like, what's our life purpose there? You know what I mean?
It's not that deep. It's trying to strip away insider, like, all the insider shit got blended in, and people were like, I need to buy a random coin that doesn't make any sense. And Easy, yeah, you did really well with FWOG. You recognize that FWOG makes sense, but it's not like you're making FWOG level gains every week.
No,
right?
God, no. Like,
So-
I'm losing money still. But back to the GOAT thing, too, about that was like, it went to 1.4.
That's
1.4B.
nuts.
But it's the same idea, though, is like, if you're early to a meta, that first mover's going to
Yeah.
win.
Okay.
And that was the AI meta. So it was like,
Yeah.
does it need to exist? No. But the concept to me was like interesting because an AI robot chatbot, honestly, the AI stuff, more bullshit about it was like, it was literally just glorified chatbots. Like,
Yes.
there was not really any innovative tech, but it was interesting because this chatbot launched a meme coin. Like, that was cool to me.
So,
was
so if
like-
anything, maybe I shouldn't have said GOAT. That's not a name
Yeah.
that
I would say GOAT is the one where I'm like, yeah, it's down terribly. It's still at a 54. Like, GOAT is still higher than Please, for context. This very moment, GOAT is still
Barely.
above Please. Barely, but it is. Like, that's the crazy thing is like, it's still higher than it. So, like,
I mean, at the end of
it's-
the day, we're just having fun. Like it, you know, you're trading these things to try to sell them to make money, right?
which is fine, but so aren't Pokemon cards, right? And so aren't
I just spent $1,100 on Pokemon cards during this show.
yeah, and Yu-Gi-Oh and all this stuff, right? So the point is, does Pokemon need to exist? Like, no, but I'm saying like it exists for a reason. It's done something right, and I'm trying to just strip away the stuff that's complete bullshit on the meme coin side. Bullshit, bullshit in the sense of inorganic. Because like someone,
completely manufactured.
exactly, TradFi would say Fartcoin's bullshit, but I'm not saying Fartcoin's bullshit. I'm saying I get why Fartcoin's doing what it did.
Well,
saying
we saw TradFi's response when Rasmer did that boardroom presentation on Fartcoin, which honestly, some of his best work. The thing too, though, like, yeah, TradFi's going to call 99% of this stuff bullshit. I do like the comparison to Pokemon because I actually think Pokemon lines up closer with like FWOG. Like, it's a bet on IP. That's it. And like continued IP and what people like from an artistic perspective. Like, even just to compare like apples to oranges, the most expensive Pokemon card out of the last set isn't even the rarest one. It's like, that's probably like one of the wildest things is like, it's not the rarest one. It's just people really like that art.
just like how there's that basketball card that has those two brothers that murdered
The
their
Knicks card. Yeah, it has the Menendez twins in it.
exactly. So that's like got this lore around it. It's not like that card was meant to be sick. What's so funny?
It is a
That's
sick
wild,
card.
dude. I never heard about
It's a
that.
sick card, dude.
You haven't seen
oh
that?
my god.
No,
What
he's
is
just
it?
like,
It's
yeah,
a-
you
it's
know
a
the one where the
coach.
guys murdered people, like that coin.
Dude, and the
that
story's
card
crazy.
is-
Killed their parents, went and sat courtside the following night at the Knicks game, and sure enough, it's a
in a
fucking
card.
Mark Jackson hoops card. Is what it
Man.
is. Shout out
That's the
Bachelor's
kind of
Friends
market
fan.
research we need, Easy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That
it's
that is like,
sick.
you know, how do you
It's
find that
sick.
out early?
You know what I'm gonna buy is the Luka Doncic card with the LA Vape Cabal in the back.
Yup.
After they printed 1.7 mil on Jelly Jelly and they got courtside seat tickets. That card is gonna be a
Now
pretty.
that's a card. That's a
Jelly
card.
Jelly is an example of an insider pump.
Yes.
Yeah, there's
So
a lot.
you can buy the Menendez brothers
They're cheap.
card
It's
for
wicked cheap.
$20.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I don't.
What's a
know-
PSA 10? That's what you want. You don't want to just buy the stock. You have to buy the graded PSA 10 card.
How about
have
PSA
to.
9?
No, none of those. So if we really want to get into the weeds here, none of the PSA 9s hold any value. They always, those fluctuate. Like, it's basically buying the beta. Like, FWOG launches and you buy base FWOG thinking it'll
base
go up
bit.
because FWOG is going up because it's a blue frog instead of a green
It's
one.
$800 for the PSA.
Yeah,
10.
that
Or-
exactly.
Sorry,
the PSA
$450.
10s. The PSA 10s are the ones you have to buy because those are the only ones that fluctuate. And like,
If you
hold
guys want
value.
some hopium bullish, dude, the fucking chart, Bitcoin looks like really similar to 2021. How
I'm
it
bullish.
came off the bottom.
I'm bullish right now. I'm not
pull
bullish
up-
today.
pull
I'm
up the
bullish
chart.
right now.
Okay, I'll share my screen.
But I don't know. Like, I'm not trading it. I am going to sell a Tesla put for Friday.
Mm,
I
for
am-
think,
tomorrow?
I still think we see
For 2 days?
72K on Bitcoin before we rally. I still think we get down again.
So we look we like break out kind of range, then drop down and hit the monthly, right? Oh, well, yeah, look at that right there.
Easy. What do you think is selling a Tesla put?
for this Friday,
Yeah.
I like it.
Terrible idea.
It already went down 50%. It's
Full
gonna
moon.
be another 15%.
Full
I
moon.
mean,
Oh, sell a put. Yeah, good idea.
Yeah, I would sell a put. I don't
Yeah.
think it goes down another 15%.
I would sell a put and buy a call out of the money for next week.
I'm not buying calls. I'm not
Yeah,
buying.
is it covered
So
or
how much are
naked?
you going to get by selling a put?
My whole haul for this week is shaping up to be near $500.
That's not
That's
bad,
nice.
You
dude.
don't need
That's
that.
nice, dude.
That's
That's
not bad,
nice.
dude.
That's two
Well,
bandos
sorry.
a month.
So $500
Off
for-
of selling options, and then my Misty
No,
payout.
no. So I'm asking just this one trade.
Let's see
How
the-
much?
I
How
know.
much will you get from selling a Tesla put
Oh, he's having
For-
them drilled down now.
for
He's
for
having
the
them drilled
risk
down.
that you spend $20,000?
Yeah, but so hear me out on that risk. The reason this works, and I'm going to be detailing
Yeah,
this
because then you'll buy in. Yes.
my daily option updates, is not only am I down to buy in, I'm also down to part ways with the shares afterwards, which I'm not down to do with MicroStrategy. So I'm implementing this strategy with both Tesla and Robinhood. And people in the audience are about to be like, no, I don't want any sophisticated strategy. But
No, you shared a good podcaster yesterday too. I like that guy.
that guy's the man.
Yeah, really good stuff.
I'm trying to get him to come on my show. He is the guy that is Nick talks about these kinds of guys, the kind of like thick New York accent trader guys that are like smoking cigarettes, during the workday, like working a trading desk.
Dude's
That's
in
this guy.
dude's at a desk 12 darts deep by 9 a.m. It's sick.
Woo!
He
I
said
love
that he literally told me that he can come on my podcast during his commute to work. I go, when's the commute? 6:30 a.m. So he's probably at the desk by 7:30, and then is there until like 6. Anyway, real quick. So if I sell the Tesla put, and let's say the shares get assigned, no matter what, like how much lower is it really going to go at that point? Because then I'll just sell at the money covered calls on it and look at the at the money premiums. Just to give you an example real quick, I'm going to trade a Tesla option right now, sell, or just look at the premiums. If I sell an at the money call, so a $252 strike price when the share's $250. So you're basically signing up to get the shares called. Or if it goes down, you're just keeping the premium. $750, bro. $750 for expiring the day after tomorrow. That's pretty compelling. Let's say we roll it out 9 days to next Friday. At the money premium is going to be, one second, $1,440. Like, dude, I will take that money. And if the shares get called, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with parting ways with Tesla. I'm fine with parting ways with Robinhood. I'm not fine with parting ways with MicroStrategy, because I believe MicroStrategy is the Michael Jordan of stocks, the greatest of all time. And Warren Buffett is Wilt Chamberlain. Michael Saylor is Michael Jordan. That's the way that I'm thinking about it. And I don't want to let that stock go, but I'll let Tesla go, even though I love Tesla too. But I will treat Tesla as an options cash flow vehicle. And the worst that can happen is that I'm stuck with a bunch of Tesla shares that I'm underwater on, but I'm still selling covered calls on, earning premium. I don't know. Is that crazy? I don't know. I think Robinhood, I just started doing this because I like Robinhood. I use Robinhood. I used to work at Robinhood. I didn't know that the option premiums on Robinhood are actually compelling. I did not know, because Robinhood's volatility has been going up, I think because of its association with crypto and how much of its revenue comes from crypto. So that's the funniest thing Small P Energy has ever said, but he's completely out to lunch wrong as usual, and will never make money off of MicroStrategy. But anyway, yeah, like.
Yeah, hey folks, this strategy, by the way, it's been done in history many, many, many times. This is similar to when Julius Caesar took out a loan from King Tut to build the Colosseum. But what did he do with the Colosseum? He was milking that thing for profits when he would host the massive
Oh,
battles.
and Clemente, it gets even crazier. It gets even crazier because then he leveraged long the Colosseum's future profits to ensure that ancient Rome would not collapse. However, he was ultimately liquidated when he got margin called, and the collapse of Rome occurred due to Mount Vesuvius and Pompeii exploding because of the lack of insurance.
He didn't have that volcano insurance.
Yep, terrible move. Terrible move. Should have called the Germans.
Dude, fucking idiot.
Anyway, that's my little thesis. I'm doing someone said just stake Sol. I am staking Sol. I also
I like PO's option strategy.
Let's go.
I'm gonna put it on wax. It's a good strat. It's a good strat. I like it. You didn't answer the question about the Tesla though. Is it a covered put you're selling or naked?
You mean a cash secured put?
It's
naked. Covered. So it's naked.
Is it naked?
Do you have enough shares to cover it?
No. What do you mean? No. It would be
Okay.
it's cash secured, cash naked.
It's so it's okay. That's what I was wondering. If it's pure cash or if you actually have the stocks behind it.
And Mark,
I don't think there's an
I'm
issue.
going to play.
Long Nikkei, short Euro.
Oh, we're doing one of those?
Okay.
The imitation crab roll trade? I like this.
That's quick funny. That could go viral. You can get that coined. Imitation
The
crab.
imitation crab roll trade where you short the EU and long the NK. I like that.
Easy's not racist. He just has racial hangups.
I actually have to go. I just realized it's 10:09. I'm meeting with this options guy from Australia. That's just going to be like, mate, sell the put at 200 strike. I'm telling you. And we're just going to actually talk strategy. And this is an audition. And if he does well, he's going to come on my podcast.
Are they Australian?
Oh, you bet he's Australian. Yeah, I'm trading the
Just
offer.
you got to be a little careful. There's a lot of good Australians, but you just know they got there. They got to Australia because they were prisoners in Britain. See, that's in their DNA. You just got to be careful about that.
Talk about stereotypes. You just blanket called the entire continent of Australia's fucking population. That's not.
I said there's many good people. Okay, they're just working through some genetic issues.
Mate, my great grandfather was a rapist.
Yeah, just like Genghis Khan, him and Ray would get along.
Oh, mate, it runs bloodline.
This is getting me fired up for Thursday.
All right,
I got a little calendar invite on Thursday for a POX Kicks potential podcast. Is that correct?
Yeah, it is.
I want to look.
Yeah, real
Wait,
quick.
what time is that? Because yeah.
Kashmir goes, I'm the type of guy who you can't rob a bank with. Kashmir, you're not robbing no bank. You're not any fucking criminal, dude. You're a goody two-shoes. You never did shit. I don't want to hear it. You wouldn't cut it in Australia. You ain't robbing no bank. I don't want to hear it. All right, I'll catch you guys next time. I'm going to go trade some options with an Australian criminal.
Later, Theo. Anybody else have anything you want to discuss?
shit,
before we
I
wrap